asleep.
Jimmy, you ready? We're all waiting for you.
Yeah,
Let's make a show.
I'm down in 2 seconds.
Yeah, right.
Shows them early white, just a jackknife as back he did when he keeps it. One side, and a tugboat by the river. Oh yeah! Now that Mac, he's back in town.
Evkaristo, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're the world famous CYCLOWN Circus. Megalo.
Mikä ne on pysty sen? Kiri, tiki! Wow! Grab up. When the Saints go marching out.
Most people have never seen something like what we do. And there is nothing like what we do, really, exactly the same. The crazy bikes coming in and the band comes off and starts playing hot jazz, and then someone standing on someone else's shoulders and juggling knives. People have never seen something like this. Some people are scared. Some people are like, oh, what's this? Oh, I can't look. And some people are very excited. Some people can't see us. The street show is the most common and the most easy and my favorite because we're taking everyday street life where people are walking around shopping, looking for something, I don't know, just walking, and we make a circus on the corner. Whoa, we actually change the environment around us. It's my favorite. Every show is going to be different because every place is different and what we can use. I like to walk on a rope, and so I have to always find a place to put it. If between two trees or two ancient columns or between two bikes or on people's shoulders or something. Every time's different.
If I fall, you catch me, okay?
The idea was evolution of a thing, you know. Everybody learns a trick and comes together and it starts to build up, you know.
Maybe it's something like a cabaret or vaudeville, where there's an announcer that says, "Ladies and gentlemen, our next act is da-dum," and then that act is finished, and then the next act comes up, and the next act. And they may not have anything to really do with each other. They don't tie together so much, they're just people doing funny things. And of course you need music to have a show, so we've always just played music behind the people doing the acts. Sometimes we're 4 people, sometimes we're 14 people. Sometimes there's even been 24 people in the group. If you're willing to, you know, travel and come with us, you can come along for a while. And it's always been what one person referred to as a moving circus school, where we kind of just pick up and drop off members and people get into different acts and get into different circus activities, whatever they like, along the way. So maybe someone will just come along with a good attitude and willing to wash dishes after we eat, and pretty soon they're the star of the show at the end of the summer. And maybe they didn't have any great circus acts in the beginning, but it's not really a requirement to have a great act, although it is nice, but it's more like an attitude. Amateur, throw yourself into the project. No one has any distinct, like, really idea of what we should do at the next show. There's a lot of impromptu performing and a lot of improvisation.
We just begin and, okay, I'm doing this, okay, you, next. Yeah, I was always impressed by tricks, by circus tricks, but like most people, you're so far away from it, you can't, like, oh, I could never do that, I could never juggle when I was a kid, you know, not until I was 20, almost 21, I learned to juggle something. And then I met other people that were doing, one friend, Peer Pressure, who sticks a knife up his nose. And he taught me a lot about circus and how to just, if you believe that you're doing it, then you're doing it. You don't have to wait for someone else to tell you what to do. You just make the world what you want it to be. Sometimes we do festivals and political events and schools and orphanages, weddings.
The
Sometimes we do shows for punk rock kids, and then we do more stupid things and dangerous things. And if we do it for kids, it'll be more little magic tricks and funny things like that. And the street show is for everyone, so it's the mix of everything. Some things for the kids, some things for the adults. Can't do the same show in the same town too many times. If you travel, then every time you have a new audience, people that have never seen something like you before.
After a few months, it's time to go. But we don't have any set time of any place we stay. We travel by bicycle, so we go very slow.
I come from Alaska, and it's very far away from everything and a little bit boring. I left on a motorcycle when I was 20, searching for something. Now 8 years, I just kept going.
We started off in the United States, and that's where I met him. And then he told me he was coming to Europe. He started bicycling around, and he started doing the bicycle circus, so I came over to Denmark for that. So I've been around Europe now, some places twice, some places once, and it's always different. And now we came back to Greece. I guess the CYCLOWN Circus's third winter in Europe.
And just by traveling through all these places at the speed we go, and we stop for a week or something and talk with people.
We camp and cook over the fire and use a tent. And when we get to big cities, we usually look for a squat, or we already have some contacts from friends in neighboring cities.
You learn a lot about things you don't know when you travel. If you stay in the same place all your life, you only have the influences from what you hear in television, but if you travel, you have real life. experiences. I noticed a lot of people in my hometown in Alaska get married and have kids in this at a very young age, and they don't know anything about the world, only what television and school has taught them and their parents. And I think it's better to go and experience the world first before you pass on your knowledge to your children.
That's why I like traveling, is just to see the world from someone else's point of view. Like, how can I know what my city is like if I don't see it from a different place? There's always people asking me things about being inspired by different shows, or like when they see Fred doing some of his really funny, fantastic things. Sure, they're real amazed. Or mostly they're amazed at the way Channing smells so bad. They're really amazed at that.
I was riding my bicycle one day, and a strange event happened. I got hit by a car. And when I came to, I was surrounded by clowns, and it was very, I would not say frightening experience, but a little bit peculiar. And from that moment on, I am as I am. As I am, as I am, as I am. Is a little bit peculiar here because there's a lot of sun, but it doesn't seem to affect the people so much. I've been wondering this for a long time. It's a sunny country, everything's happy, they have baklava, they have so much good food and so much sun that they have absolutely no reason to be sitting. I started traveling when I was 18, which was 5 years ago, but like in the summer, you know, maybe for like a month, and now about approximately 9 months of the year I travel. I think I'll go back to my home. I'll take a boat to Japan, and then a boat to Hawaii, and then a boat to South America, and then I'll go north. Maybe. I don't know. We have pretty good reception. Most people tend to like the show we make. Everybody, including the bar owner across the street from practice, he loves us.
Channing's crazy.
for 4 years by Pozzilato.
If someone says, oh, a circus, and they come to see us, maybe they don't expect like what we are. Maybe they expect elephants and lions and tigers and bears and flying trapeze. But mostly you can call anything a circus. So when they see something like with some amateurish energy, they really appreciate it. Yeah, I love the big circus, and it's very inspiring for us. They're just kind of a fantastic thing that bring people to another place. And I think in a small way, what we do also evokes an imagination in people. It's just old-time jazz music. A lot of it's from the South or from New Orleans. It started around the 1900s, and most of the songs we play are 100 years old. They're mostly funny songs from a time when I think music was more pure and not so much written for money and recording contracts. It's when the music came out of neighborhoods and for parades and funerals and, you know, Carnival or Mardi Gras. There weren't so many record contracts and record producers, and you can tell in the music it's for fun. It's for entertainment of people. It's not for like selling to the masses for money.
Huh?
Maybe one day we'll have enough bikes to carry a tent. Or if we can ever get on the sea with a boat, we can pull around in a circus tent and set it up. That's what I would like to do, to go to a town and advertise the show, make a parade. before the television and all this, it was the form of entertainment. Everyone wants to watch a show, something to distract you from the rest of everyday life. And so there were many traveling groups, I think, hundreds of years ago. And then now everyone sits in their house and watches the TV like this. And it's hard to break people from that habit when they see a show in the street and you're like, all right, I know, we get it. Get excited, clap your hands or something, and they don't understand that they're that they're really there. It's not the norm anymore. They're so used to being separated from their entertainment. People want to change the world. Everyone says no war, but they don't do anything different with their lives to change it. So I think riding your bike and not supporting the corporations and the companies that you don't want to support is a big part of changing the world. And a lot of people maybe are starting to think this way. Don't support things that you don't believe in.
Very good fight. Hey, where are you going?
I think every city would be better if all the cars were pressed into cubes and made into bicycles. You don't need cars in the city. In any city you can get around with bikes or maybe a public transportation. Most people are just one person in the car and they take up all this space to park. And in Zania, you have all the old port now is full of cars, so there's no place for us to make a show these days. You have a high bike with a lot of things on it and it's windy and rainy and like, get out of the way. I'm important because I'm in a car. Once in Bulgaria, a van just knocked me off, just hit me in the middle of the road and kept going. And one time in France, a woman opened her door in front of me and I hit her door and bent it. And my bike was okay, I was okay, but she couldn't close the door anymore. So sometimes the bikes are stronger than the cars even.
It's exciting. You meet other people, you learn about other cultures, and yeah, you stay warm in the winter. Because as a street musician, you need to play all the way through the year to get money to survive. Anyhow, so you got to go to the south in the winter because it's too cold in the north.
This is where we work on bikes. It's a building donated by some guy, Yanis. He just has this building, he doesn't use it. So he let us use it.
All these bikes are from the garbage, and now we're making them run slowly.
Lots of people get annoyed by our lifestyle, and if they see us doing a show and they're with their kids, they think it's great, but when we're living our life, they don't tolerate it. We're 8 bikes going slowly in a street. Car drivers don't like that, because they want to go place in a hurry. Police don't like our show. In Siena, in Italy, we were playing for 5 minutes before 3-4 policemen came and told us to go. And the crowd loved our show. They were like, let them continue. This little old lady was like, they're not doing any harm. Why can't they play? And the policeman told her to go home. We stopped the show, of course. We sit around in the street because we don't have a place to live. People who don't like vagabonds don't approve of it. They think we're a waste of space. They think we're too noisy. We shouldn't be in their town. But then again, there are lots of people who think we're great, people who say, come and stay, come and do a show outside my shop. We want people to have open minds. You can have beliefs, but as soon as you tie them down or refuse to change them, they're just rules.
Κοιτάξτε, εμείς όσες φορές τους έχουμε δει είναι μια ευχάριστη νότα εδώ στην πλατεία της Αγοράς που συνήθως τους βλέπουμε. Είναι άνθρωποι οι οποίοι είναι ευχάριστοι, χαρίζουν το γέλιο και η απορία μας τώρα πώς θα καταφέρουν, αυτό είναι θέμα δικό τους βέβαια. Εντάξει, καλό είναι να συνεχίσουν, δεν ξέρω αν είναι κάτι οργανωμένο ή κάτι μεμονωμένο, εκείνο που ξέρω εγώ είναι πάρα πολύ ωραίο.
Σε ένα πολύ ψηλό ποδήλατο να πούμε. Ναι, τον έχω αντιληφθεί εδώ πέρα, και περιφέρεται εδώ πέρα. Άλλο τίποτα δεν έχω αντιληφθεί, κατάλαβες. Είδα ορισμένες μαμάδες που περνούσαν τυχαίως με τα παιδιά και είχαν σταματήσει και το περιεργαζόντουσαν, κατάλαβες. Δεν κοιτούσαν δηλαδή.
Ένα βράδυ περνούσα από εδώ για να πάω στο θέατρο στο Δίον με την κόρη μου. Λοιπόν, ακριβώς στην Τράπεζα της Ελλάδος μπροστά ήταν τα 2 παιδιά και κάνανε μια παράσταση, ας την πω έτσι.
Εδώ στην πλατεία.
Ο ένας ήταν στο ποδήλατο και ο άλλος έκανε διάφορες κινήσεις ξαπλωμένος στον δρόμο. Πολύ ωραίες ήταν οι ασκήσεις που έκανε.
Δεν το έχετε δει ποτέ?
Όχι.
Έχετε δει ποτέ το τσίρκο με τα ποδήλατα?
Σήμερα όχι.
Όχι.
Ναι. Πού τους έχεις δει?
Στον ποδηλατικό γύρο της πόλης.
Εγώ δεν τους έχω, δεν έχω δει, όχι.
Και τι έχετε να πείτε γι' αυτό?
Τα καλύτερα.
Δηλαδή?
Τα καλύτερα.
Έχω δει κάτι ψηλά ποδήλατα, δεν ξέρω τι παλικάρια είναι αυτά. Κυκλοφορούμε στα Χανιά.
Περιεργή.
Περίεργη, εντάξει, μπορεί μαλλιά, ρούχα λαλούμ, αλαλούμ, κάτι τέτοια πράγματα, δεν ξέρω.
Ναι, ήταν κοπέλες, κάτι νεαροί και τρέχανε από εδώ, τρέχανε από εκεί, επιδούσαν τα ποδήλατα πάνω έτσι όρθια, ήταν ωραία.
Τους θεωρούσατε σαν εξωγήινους λίγο?
Ναι, παράξενοι. Ας πούμε, λέγαμε αυτοί οι άνθρωποι είναι ειδικευμένοι σε αυτά τα πράγματα, αλλά δεν είναι, ας πούμε, είναι κάτι το ιδιότροπο.
Ούτε στρατός απόκριες.
Όχι. Είναι καμιά 20 μέρες. Δεν άκουες τα τούμπανα τα αυτά εδώ, στο Αλούξ.
Δεν το άκουσα.
Και κόσμος είχαν μαζευτεί, παιδιά.
Μια χαρά.
Δηλαδή?
Δηλαδή το στυλάκι τους, εντάξει, αυτά. Ναι, καθώς πήγαινα στη δουλειά, είδα μια μεγάλη παρέα με κάτι φτιαγμένα, κάτι τρελά ποδήλατα, ας πούμε, και εντάξει, ανεβαίνανε πάνω συγκεκριμένα την πλατεία Κολοκοτρώνη. Πηγαίνανε προς την Περίδου.
Είναι πολύ εντυπωσιακοί, μου αρέσουν πάρα πολύ και τους βλέπω έτσι και κατά διαστήματα στην πόλη και είναι ένα συνήθιστο για μας, είναι μια ασυνήθιστη εικόνα.
Και τώρα γιατί τραβάτε εσείς?
Εμείς τραβάμε για κάτι τελείως διαφορετικό, ένα ρεπορτάζ για εξοπιστία της μετρολογίας.
Έτσι τους βγαίνει, έτσι το κάνουν. Άλλοι κάνουν άλλες τρέλες. Δεν το θεωρώ ιδιαίτερη τρέλα βέβαια, αλλά είναι κάπως.
Κάθε άνθρωπος έχει και το δικό του τρόπο. Άλλος να τραγουδεί, άλλος να χορεύει, άλλος να κάνει νούμερα.
Αν το κάνουν για να επιβιώσουν, είναι μια χαρά τα πάντα.
Μ' άρεσε και εμένα. Εγώ είμαι 70 χρονών και μ' άρεσε που κάνανε αυτά τα νούμερα. Ήτανε με το ποδήλατο, απάνω στο ποδήλατο άλλος, πολύ ψηλό το ποδήλατο. Ωραία ήτανε.
Φοβηθήκατε?
Εγώ δεν φοβούμαι γιατί έχω περάσει πολλά τέτοια.
Έχετε και εσείς ανεβεί σε τέτοιο ποδήλατο?
Όχι. Ποτέ μου δεν είχα ανεβεί. Μικρή, φέρνανε οι αδερφές μου, καθίζαν στα ποδήλατα, αλλά εγώ ήμουνα πολύ τυπικιά και δεν ήθελα. Δεν μου άρεσε.
Συγγνώμη, μπορώ να κλείσω. Βεβαίως, ευχαριστώ. Εδώ.
Άγγελε. Έχω μάθει, παπά. Όχι τόσο γρήγορα. Σε λίγο, έλα.
Καλημέρα.
Yo, I'm a bass. You know what happened to me in my life? 100 years ago I was born, and it was nice and easy street. They used me with a bow. I had a bow tie. And then in my 20s and 30s it was my wild years. It was all drugs and jazz. And then some Scottish guy who thought he was a rockabilly superstar started slapping me around. I got scars all over my neck from it. And now this guy thinks he's a jazz musician, but he ain't. He calls himself Dr. Jazz or Fidgety Feet or something like that, but really he's a space case.
I know, I've seen him. And his pal, that awful vegan guy who keeps on blowing broccoli down my mouth. Oh, he's terrible. I can't stand the sight of him.
Yeah, you think you got it bad? This guy, he beats me and he beats me and he slaps the side of me and makes me fall all apart, and then he ties all sorts of strings and some weird crazy S&M shit.
Yeah, but I'm a squeeze box, you see? And all I do is get tugged around and pulled around, and they push my buttons all day long with all this hot jazz, you see? All I do is get squeezed and pulled. See, I want something better out of life. You're
right. I'm sick of being slapped around.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, see, we just get beat up and slapped around and blown down our mouths.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, we want something better out of life, man. We're sick of this kind of traveling on bicycles and jumping all over the place. Why, just yesterday, old Channing, he did a Susa and I went flying all over the place.
Oh, how horrid, how horrid.
I'm tired of this, I tell you. I'm tired.
I've had enough too.
Brothers, let them not pull our strings and push our buttons anymore.
Let's do something about it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Revolution.
Next.
Revolution.
Power.
This is instrument abuse, I tell you. This is instrument abuse.
Can you dig it?
We can! And when they come, we'll beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, we'll beat them like they beat us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hot jazz. I want the classical.
Hey, here comes the band. Shh, everybody. Quick.
Act normal.
Quick, act normal.
You won't misbehave ever again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Since I was a child, I was like, I always loved street musicians, you know? Well, I didn't really love them. I wasn't like having pictures on my walls, but my family always took me to see street musicians. I have friends of my family are puppeteers and musicians, people who perform on the street. So I was kind of brought up in the system. My mum was always like, well, you could play your clarinet on the street and people down there, they make this much money. When I was like 12. And I was like, oh yeah, well, that's a lot of money, I'd like to have it. I don't care how I get it.
So your mother is satisfied that you are making all these journeys and travel? Huh?
She probably regretted the day that she said that, if she remembered it. Yeah, well, she's My parents don't really. They were very worried at the beginning when I started living this life, but after a while they just got used to it. My friends back at school have got work, have got jobs. Even if they're making good money, they're not totally happy, you know. I feel much better doing this. There's so much pressure for people to just live the lifestyle that they're told, you know. You don't hear about people stepping outside this and succeeding. They're very few, and if they succeed and they step outside this, people don't talk about that. You just hear about the organized, the road, follow the road, walk straight ahead, follow the next guy's ass. And we're trying to get out and say, right, what's successful in life, you know? It's not about having a car, it's not about like impressing the girls or trying to impress men and getting nice clothes. It's about having fun, it's about being creative, it's about expressing yourself, it's about seeing the world and enjoying yourself, it's about meeting people, it's about learning stuff, and we're trying to tell people this. Like Zorba says, you have to be a bit crazy to have the courage to be free.
Oh, what you need is some good music. Here's some good music. Is that so?
To admit you have expressions that very fit you. My brain trying to relate to me. Let's go to the audience. One more song.
Do the piano. Let's go.
A very special event that happens only in the time of Lent. And this is Channing.
And the song on the radio.
Meets the Ivory. So, take it away. When you're ready, Channing, come us out.
So you can hear somebody shout, oh, Johnny something. If it is just like
Entschuldigung,